DJI released a new firmware update a couple of weeks ago for the Pocket 3, and there are a few things that some of us are definitely going to find very helpful. We're getting a new 2x zoom feature that seems to have no loss in quality whatsoever, or at least not to a degree that you can tell, and a new breathing compensation feature. And if you're into content creation or vlogging, these two updates on their own are going to make a huge difference in the way we use the Pocket 3. Before this update, if you wanted to zoom in on the Pocket 3, the only option was a 2x digital zoom. You literally had to digitally zoom in. And although the quality of the footage was actually really good, you could tell there was some image degradation because you were zooming in up to 200%. And there was no getting away from the fact that you were digitally cropping into your footage, making it look softer. You could clearly see that the quality was not as neat and sharp as when using the native 20mm focal length. But now with this new medium tele mode, we're getting a 2x zoom with no loss in quality, which I think is amazing. So instead of just cropping the video, it's actually using the sensor to zoom in while keeping all the fine details, which means better and sharper images with a lot more detail and resolution. There must be some computational photography going on inside to get this done, which is why I am not surprised that you can only use this in normal color mode and not D-Log or HLG. But in my opinion, the normal color space gives you the best overall image quality in most situations, regardless of what most people tell you. And you can watch this video up here where I show you why. But then again, this is a very personal decision, and by no means I am suggesting that you stop using D-Log. But I am really amazed that DJI has been able to do this with just a firmware upgrade, because you can totally tell the difference between the quality of the image that you would get before when fully zoomed in and what you can get now. And the best of it all is that you can use the new 2x zoom with the old 2x digital zoom. So you can go up to 4x zoom, and that is on this tiny size, literally amazing, because the old digital zoom was actually decent, but the fact that you can zoom into what is like an 80mm on this tiny lens is phenomenal. This is huge if you're shooting wildlife, travel videos, talking headshots, or even B-roll, and you just want a range of different shot sizes. What is great is that with this additional quality in your zoomed in shots, you can now get a reliable 40mm focal length, which is great for talking headshots, that you can then add a bit of post-production work and add a bit more blur background if you want, and make it look even better and more professional. All of this can easily be done very quickly, or at least you can in DaVinci Resolve using the background defocus effect. This is a really amazing feature that DJI is giving us that is making the Pocket 3 even better than it was before. And there's always a but. You cannot use this new zoom in D-Log M or HLG. That's going to be a bit of a bummer for those of you who prefer any of those color spaces. But I always recommend to use the normal color space. Trust me, just reduce the contrast by 10% and up the mid 7% in the grade, and your image will look just like D-Log. D-Log is just the LUT that DJI applies to the normal color space. It's not true log. You'll be better off shooting in the native normal color space. But that is a personal opinion, and you might have a different opinion than me. And if you're excited about these new features, but want to get the most out of your DJI Pocket 3, I've put together a full course covering everything you need to create content for YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, or any social media platform, from how to use the camera and gimbal, lighting setups, sound recording, different camera angles, all the way up to creative techniques and post-production tips. If you are looking to step up the quality of your content, this course will help you unlock the true potential of your Pocket 3. If this sounds interesting, check out the link in the description below. The second big feature is breathing compensation, and I think this is also a really big upgrade. Have you ever noticed your background slightly zooming in and out when your camera refocuses? That's called focus breathing, and it makes your footage look less polished and professional because the Pocket 3 had a lot of focus breathing. With this update, DJI is giving us a setting that compensates for that. And this to me is brilliant, and it will definitely make your footage look a lot more professional and polished. Now, there's a bit of a trade-off when you turn on focus compensation. You do get a slight cropping when you turn this feature on. It's not huge, but if you're vlogging and need the widest frame possible, you might want to leave it off and only turn it on when you need it. If you use a selfie stick or a wide-angle lens like the one from Firmware, I would leave it on at all times and get on with it. At least your footage will always look great, regardless of what you film. The new zoom mode is a really big improvement. You can totally tell the difference, and breathing compensation gets rid of the annoying focus shifting and makes your footage look a lot more professional. Yes, there are a few limitations, but as a whole, I think this update makes the Pocket 3 an even more relevant camera for creators. If you've tried the update, do let me know in the comments below what you think.